Hi, in this video I'm going to give you an overview of Snap sponsorship from the club's side of the application. So what we're seeing now is the dashboard, and before I get going into the detail, I'm just going to explain some of the parts of the system. So this is the dashboard, and you can see there is a scroll bar here, and you can scroll right down to the bottom. And depending on what's going on with your club, you may find some more options will appear, messages will appear, and various other things will happen along the way. So this is the dashboard. This is probably the main area to work on, and I'm going to go through that in a bit more detail in a moment. Now up here we've got a toolbar, and this is where you can log out, and we would recommend that at the end of your session you do take the time to log out. This is the notification panel, and what happens with Snap is as things change, you will be sent an email and also a notification. And if you click on the notification, you can view it, you can mark it as read. And if I'm going to view all, you can actually see the message. You can click view more to actually go somewhere, and we'll do that in a minute. But the other important thing to notice is up here, the settings. There are quite a lot of notifications and emails that you can receive. When you first get the software, it's set so that you get everything, so you don't miss anything important. But if you want to change the settings, you can untick any of these to stop receiving so many emails. The emails are there to make sure that if you are not in the Snap application, you still get notified of important things. But as I say, you can switch them off if you don't like it. So going back to the dashboard, the name here, this is your username, Sally James, and if you click on here, which I'm going to, you will be taken to Sally's user account, and this shows that her username is actually Highlanders RFC. Sally James is her name. You can change your password from here, and you can also change your email address, and if you want to, you can upload a photograph. And you can also attach your Snap user account to Facebook and LinkedIn. So rather than signing in with your username, you can use your Facebook profile as well. Okay, at the bottom of every screen, you'll see a save button or a cancel button. If you make any changes, you do need to press save. If you don't change anything, that's fine. You can just click somewhere else. Okay, there is also another part of the system that you can access some of this through the dashboard and some not. So this is what I refer to as the blue menu, and where you see a chevron, as you can see below under deals, there are a number of reports there, including the financial report, which I'll talk about a bit later on, renewals, and you can also add other users. And I say all you need to do is if there's a chevron, hover over it, then click on it, or alternatively you can go into the option itself. So for example, if I click into the library, this is a very useful resource. These are library books that have been written by our consultants at Snap Sponsorship. If you click onto the view page, you will open up an article that you can scroll through, and you might find these are useful. They are written based on the experience of our consultants who've been working in Snap Sponsorship, the consultancy business, for a number of years, and so these are their pearls of wisdom. So let's go back to here and see anything else that I'm going to cover at this moment. Don't think so. So back to the dashboard. Now, the first thing that you need to do when you start using Snap is build your profile, and you can do that from the Edit Profile button, and there is quite a lot of data that you can put in. If you need to know what is the minimum you can put in before your profile can be published, and published means being visible to the outside world, if you click this button, and anywhere where you see that button, this will open up our knowledge base. And if you look here, this is the total knowledge base area. So we've got a section for clubs, a section for sponsors, and a section for general help. So what I'm looking for here is something called the Go Live checklist, which is there. And if you find that, you can then see exactly what you need to put into your profile. And when your profile has got enough information, you will see a button on the dashboard, which is, I can leave that, which is here, and you can do a go live request. So it's pretty much when your profile is 100%. So back to the profile. So this is all really important information about your club. You've got your logo, you've got your cover photo, which all appears up here, and then information about your club, reasons why sponsors should sponsor you rather than anyone else. We've got links to your social media channels, and I'll show you how they display in a minute. Important information about the club. Now, the reason why this is here is to entice a sponsor to choose your club to sponsor rather than anyone else. So the more information you put in, the better. So for here, for instance, you can say what facilities you've got that might lead to sponsorship opportunities, how many players, weekly attendance, and so on. One of the things you do need to put in is if you're going to do any deals with clubs, there's legal information, which again just confirms the type of club you are, the legal name if it's different, the address, and the country that you are in for legal purposes. Okay, so that's the dashboard. This is a very important area, the sponsorship goal. The way Snap Sponsorship works is it allows you to track your deals and see how you've done against a target. So in this particular case, there's a target of £25,000. This is what Highlanders are hoping to achieve between the period January 2015 to December 2016. To change that, because I'm going to change it to January 2016, just click on the date boxes and then press update, and those date boxes work the same way everywhere. Now the message area is interesting because this is where it all happens, and if you have a message it will show, and this is what this notification is about as well. And what it's telling us is someone has been looking at one of your opportunities, and if I go into there I can also click on there and it will take you to the message thread for this particular opportunity. And so we've received a message saying that Walker Dental Technical Recruitment are interested in sponsoring us, and to get things going on the negotiation of this particular deal, all you need to do is reply. And then press send message. And what that does, that now creates a deal and places it in negotiation. And you can see everything to do with your deals. We'll just reload that. So if you see that reload button, it's always worth giving it a press. So if we go back to the dashboard, the messages, the number one's gone because we viewed the message, and we've now got a deal. Now, before I go into deals, I'm just going to explain the next box here. To get a deal going, what you need to do, as well as filling your profile, you need to create some assets. And in this particular case, we've got one asset. So if we manage asset, you can see what I've set up. So I've set up I've given the asset a name, and in this particular case, it's the Man of the Match Award, and it's for season 2016-2017. Every asset, you name it, but give it a category. And the reason why we're asking people to give it a category is in the fullness of time, we will be able to use the information in our database to give guidance on what is a typical price to charge for sponsoring a particular asset. You give it a cost, you give it an image, and wherever you see this little sign here, this little orange asterisk, that means it's a mandatory field. So there will be instructions on how to upload images. I'm not going to show you, I'm just going to tell you, you do need to upload an image, some description. If you want to, you can also upload videos, either ones that are already hosted on YouTube or Vimeo, or you can actually upload a video which will privately be hosted on our site, but again, it will be available to the outside world. So once you've created your assets, you can now create your opportunity. So I've created two here already. So you can see we've got Man of the Match Award for the season, and I've given this particular opportunity the name of week 1, and there's another one down there, week 2, and you can see the status of this one, it's in negotiation. So if we go back to the deals option, if we now look at the deals, you can see you've got one deal. It's with Walker Dental Technical Recruitment. The term is for the 1st of September to the 7th of September. It's the 1 week man of the match. And the contract type is, at the moment, it's the default, and it's in negotiation. So in a minute, we're going to look at that. But first of all, I just want to show you a bit more about your profile. If you want to see how your profile looks from the outside world, if you click on the blue menu, this is pretty much what a sponsor would see. So this is where all the information that you've entered now comes into play. So we've got a map pinpointing where we are, you've got your contact details, you've got open opportunities, and you've got all sorts of other things that you may or may not have loaded, about us, social demographics. So this allows a sponsor to actually look at the club before they express interest in an opportunity and think, is this club going to match my brand? Do I want to sponsor them? What are their opportunities? What have they got available? Man of the Match Awards, they seem quite cheap. Maybe I might sponsor one of those and see how it goes. So this is why the profile is so important. So let's go back to our deal. And there it is. So what happens next is the two of you, the sponsor and the club, will negotiate your deal. And during the negotiation, you can change the contract type. There's 3 different types there. Contract type is Snap, is a contract that we've prepared for you to use. Handshake agreement, no particular legal agreement, but it will produce schedules with the contract. And some sponsors may want to use their own contract, in which case that can be uploaded. But we're going to stick with the handshake agreement, because that's probably the quickest. And if you change the contract type, you press update, and what will happen now is that you will see an update in a minute, but so will the sponsor as well, because the sponsor has a different view of Snap sponsorship, and he will see that the contract type has been changed. And if you look down here, you'll see that the Snap portal, i.e. that's us, we've posted a message saying that the deal has been changed to handshake agreement. Now, some of the other things that you can change is the payment schedule. So you can agree with your sponsor whether you want if it's a long deal, whether you want an upfront payment or payment every month or payment annually. And the deal schedules that will be produced will reflect that. If you want to look at your deal, if you click Preview Deal, you will see what your deal is going to look like. And what appears on the first page is very much dependent on the contract type that you've chosen, but the schedules which are here, these will always appear no matter what type. And you can see here that we have taken the contact details from both your profile and also the sponsor's profile. You can see the term of the deal, you can see the opportunity, the start and end date and the value, and then on Schedule 3 you can see how the deal is going to be paid. It's going to be upfront. There's a 10% charge that Snap will invoice you for once the deal is signed, and the club will get £225 of revenue. We also will copy what's called the transcript of the negotiation, and at any point you can check the terms and conditions on our website. This is a PDF document, so you can save it, print it, or do whatever you like. But at the moment, until the deal is agreed, this is a draft document. Okay, so let's assume that we are happy with our deal. To make a deal, all you need to do is press Agree, and the system will automatically create a final deal and will notify the other party. So I'm just going to pause for a minute and I'm going to do the thing that the sponsor does. Okay, so I logged in as a sponsor and I agreed the deal, and you can now see that the deal is agreed, and you can now download a summary of the deal itself. Okay, so now what happens next? Well, if we look at your sponsorship goal, we have achieved some of the target. If we look at the financial report, you'll be able to see that you have achieved some of your revenue. And it will show you on the financial report everything you need to know about the deal, including if you click on the view button, you can see the deal itself. Just close those. Just to let you know, the way we've written the system is when you click somewhere and another option is opened up, we always do it on a separate tab. So if you wanted to, you could click between one and the other and see what's going on. I'm just going to close those for now. So that is a very quick overview of Snap sponsorship from the club's perspective. Remember, build a great profile, add your assets, tell everybody that you're using Snap sponsorship, read the instructions that are available in the knowledge base. If you're not sure, if you're on a screen and you don't know how to do something, click the go button and there will always be something there to help you. And in the fullness of time, we will also be doing lots more of these videos. And one thing I would recommend that you do, if you go to any of the help links at the bottom, you'll see a subscribe. And if you click on there, you'll be taken into our YouTube channel, which is called Snap Hints. We don't have a lot of videos at the moment, but we will be working on producing more and more videos to help new users to learn how to use the system. So definitely subscribe right now, and we hope you enjoy using Snap.